it's Reagan and welcome back to another reading vlog. This reading vlog I'm pretty dang excited about because you might not be able to tell from the streaming sunlight hitting my face, but apparently we are getting a rainy week this week. So that means I'm hopeful for some cozy reading vibes, just some nice relaxing times at home, and ideally some mildly chilly for Texas summer weather, cozy ambiance to really embrace, because I know it's about to be hot and dry for the next couple of months, so I'm gonna take the rain while I can get it, you know? So let's begin what is hopefully going to be a cozy, rainy reading vlog. And also, I am very excited about the book I'm hoping to start and finish over the course of this vlog. Speaking of, my TBR for this video is going to be Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is a book I feel like I see everywhere. Also, everyone who has read it seemingly has loved it, so I also have very high expectations. The plot has a rather intense setup, so I also feel like it has a great chance of being a page turner. And fear not, I've also heard that the audiobook is incredible, so I do have that downloaded. My general plan is to switch between reading it physically and listening to it. But the synopsis of Project Hail Mary basically follows our main character, who has the fate of the world on his shoulders, but he wakes up millions of miles away from Earth on this said mission, but he has no memory of it. And he also encounters his crewmates, which I believe are dead, and I think from there he's piecing together, one, who he is, why he's there, what's going on, and then finally perhaps picking up this mission once again. I really enjoyed The Martian by Andy Weir. It was quite the page turner while also being kind of a hard sci-fi read, not literally hard, but very science forward, which was something I appreciated. I also feel like the writing style does really suit an audiobook, so I'm excited to pick that up. And again, I've gotten so many recommendations about it, but I'm planning on reading this. I feel like it could be a really interesting summer read. Clay got it for me many years ago, so it's truly about time that I'm finally reading it. I'm almost done with work for the day, and I'm actually gonna do some picking up around the house so I can fully veg out in the way that is proper, you know? So cleaning, it's really not cleaning, it's just picking up a little bit.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you.
Not to brag, but I timed myself completing a puzzle a couple days ago, and I did this whole 500-piece puzzle in 2 hours. A win's a win.
Next to mine, sailing over pavement with our 2 outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see. Understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
Let's make dinner together. I'm making a Mediterranean bowl. I grilled some chicken the other day, so I'm gonna heat that up. Some arugula for a little salad. I'm obviously gonna make some couscous. And I made this Greek yogurt and dill sauce. I have some vegetables I'm gonna chop up and saute.
Playing How I'm Feeling Now by Charlie XCX from Spotify.
And dinner is served. Hello. It was raining all morning. It's now semi-sunny outside, so apologies for not really matching the forecasted rainy vibes that I feel like I sold at the beginning of this video, but I feel like some clouds are rolling in. Maybe that's my wishful thinking. We're apparently gonna get thunderstorms starting late this evening through tomorrow and into Friday. It rained already, so I'll take what I can get. But I definitely owe y'all a reading update of Project Hail Mary. Also, look at my cool Mount Fuji bookmark. But I have read 61 pages of this book so far. And so far, I would say I'm enjoying it. I do feel like it's been a moment since I've read a book written by a man. Just kidding, that's a lie. I literally just read a book by Joe Abercrombie. Let me bring that back. I feel like it's been a minute since I've read a book that really feels like it's written by a man. And I think it's mostly because we are reading from our main character's point of view, who is very dude. So I think I just like need to like calibrate to that, get used to that. And I think I will, but it was kind of like, whoa, this is very dude core at the moment, which again, isn't necessarily a criticism. It's just more of like a vibe calibration I need to get into. And we'll see how it plays out through the rest of the book. But I am liking it so far. I think the hook of the story is quite gripping and pulls you in right away. I'm gonna be really careful plot description wise because I feel like even just based on the setup, it's clear that the author wants you to not know very much and sort of piece things together as the main character is piecing things together. But basically we open up with our main character waking up from a coma and he has no memory of who he is, where he is, why he is where he is, and he sort of begins to piece together that he's on a spaceship. All the other crew members that he's with is dead. And from there we are following him and his perspective as he's trying to piece together like all of these very large and small questions he has, and things will like trigger memories. So we're very much like in the present with him exploring this ship and the sort of limited resources and this sort of confined space that he's in, but also reflecting on various memories that get triggered. So we're in the past, we're learning about his background and then the space program, and then very quickly in the beginning of this book, this is not a spoiler as it's also in the synopsis, we realize that humanity is at risk. Something is going on resulting in like humanity's inevitable demise. And from there, we also know that our main character is on some sort of Hail Mary mission to try to save the world, the species, if you will. So we're jumping forward and back in time to like this mission being created, our main character sort of learning and gleaning the early information, him remembering that real time, and then that impacting what he's doing like in the present moment where he's on this spaceship alone. And so it's definitely a very gripping book. It has a clear like countdown in a couple different facets. Like obviously there's the question of like, will he be able to save the world? But also, why is everyone on this ship dead? And is he in any like immediate danger? Like, I don't know. So I feel like there's like tension and countdowns coming from like multiple different angles, which keeps you reading. The narration is strong. Like again, we are very much in this character's head, and I think it's gonna take me a minute to kind of get used to it. I'm gonna shift to the audiobook soon, and I think that'll help me because it definitely reads like someone's talking to you. I feel like the audiobook like actually might be a better experience than physically reading it. And I think it will help give like voice and flair to the style that Andy Weir is writing in, which has clearly like vocal delivery like written in for his like internal monologue, which also works again because his character is literally alone and isolated. Andy Weir loves a character who no ability to talk to anyone, so they're talking to themselves, and also therefore us the reader. So it's like very conversational. I'm definitely curious. One of my friends is also reading this at the exact same time and is also liking it quite a bit, so I'm excited to be texting her about it too. But I feel like this is going to be like quite the page turner, a great summer sci-fi thriller-esque read. And I mean, the first little chunk I read, very engaging. I obviously have a lot of this book left, so we shall see how the whole thing progresses. So far, so good. I love a mystery. I love spending a lot of time in a book just like trying to find my footing and piecing together what's going on. And I feel like this book is giving us that as the reader, but also giving us that because our main character also doesn't know what's going on. So it's like, it's a fun time. Unrelated, but I rented this dress from Nuuly and I'm trying to convince myself not to buy it, but I really want to buy it. I really like it. So there's that. Breaking news, I bought a new stool for the library room to read on every morning. As you might know, I sit and I read right here. I still have my other stool. I'm moving it into my office to put under my desk, but I have been wanting for a while to find one with a fun pattern. I guess I like chaos in this room, but I really like this one. And I've been eyeing it for like 6 months, so I finally treated myself to it. So I thought we could unbox it together. Might be able to tell from the box that's upside down. It's from Anthropologie. A little hint at the fabric. I loved it. It's like nature-y, you know? Oh, big box. Ta-da! Here's a closer look at the fabric. It's like a nice linen, so I also feel like it'll be pretty sturdy, which is good because this area gets a lot of use. There she is in all her glory. I'm a fan. Obviously, I love green. That's no secret. Morning from some lovely gloomy ambiance. We just went for a little walkerino, getting some coffee. And I'm about to sit down now and read some more Project Hail Mary, but let's get a cup of coffee first. Let's go sit and get cozy in the front room with the new, oh my God, with the new reading stool. Millie girl enjoying her time looking outside, and we're all having a very cozy morning. Another day, another reading sprint. Let's do a little morning reading session together of Project Hail Mary and see how far I can get. It's getting quite good in my esteem. So, let's go. Okay, reading update time. I have passed the 130 page mark. I'm on chapter 8. And I'm liking this book. A couple of thoughts and feelings about the writing so far. One, the story itself is really engaging. I feel like the author does a really great job creating a great balance of like clearly an intense scientific situation, both in the discovery of the problem that's plaguing the earth, the research stages and the elements of trying to put together a plan of what to do to try to save the earth, and also following our main character on this intergalactic mission. All of these different stages of the story are all happening at once, but we're sort of shifting between them, which is filling in the blanks of our knowledge as the story goes along. And I feel like it creates a situation where you're just very engaged and don't really want to put the story down. 2, I feel like I'm definitely warming up to our main character. Initially, he was like a lot for me, but I like him. He's endearing. He seems like a good guy. He's very passionate about science. Has a good attitude despite the overwhelming and difficult situations he's finding himself in. So I think he's like an easy guy to root for. He feels like a movie main character. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, he's funny, he's making jokes at inopportune times, but he's smart and he's capable and he seems like generally a good guy. So like, you know what? He gets a pass in my book, and I like him. I think my favorite element of this so far is just a skill set I feel like Andy Weir has and was definitely present in The Martian. This book has like a lot of science. It has a lot of scientific theories. It has a lot of explaining how stuff works in science, and I am far from being a scientist, but I feel like anytime Andy Weir introduces a scientific concept, from like E = mc squared to how acceleration works, how heat can be energy, and how various things are like absorbed within science and physics and, you know, all those types of things. Like, obviously I'm doing a bad job articulating and explaining back to you because I clearly don't have a very deep well of knowledge on these particular topics. But while you're reading it, I feel like you're able to not only follow it, but feel like you really understand it at the high level of scientific understanding. Like, we're following a bunch of experts trying to solve big scientific problems, and we have a lot of people who know a lot of things, and I feel like the author is really able to distill what we need to know down and explain it to us as the reader, so we're able to follow along. And it's not like simple concepts, but it feels simple to read. I hope that makes sense. But it like almost makes you feel like you're a scientist a little bit. Like, you know what? Maybe I missed my calling. Give me an airplane. I probably can land it even though I've never flown a plane before. Like, it's giving me confidence that I should not have in terms of being able to follow these like complex scientific ideas. But I just feel like that speaks to Andy Weir's ability to include like hard science within his sci-fi, but making it very digestible, and also kind of makes you, the reader, like excited about science, which I think culturally and socially we need more people in science. And I also feel like our main character is a great shepherd in this sort of science thing because he's really excited about science, and given his background, he's also very good at distilling and explaining scientific concepts simply. And that's what I need, at least. And I think it's a really fun time and very effective so far. And I appreciate that there is so much science talk because it makes sense, because literally every character I've met in this book so far basically has been some type of scientist, which makes sense because like the world's ending and a bunch of like, you know, people in that community are trying to figure out what in the world to do. So yeah, it's very engaging. I think I've read about 25% of it officially, and I feel like it's really starting to accelerate. Science joke, what can I say? And I'm curious to see where things are really going to take us from here, particularly based on something I just read. I'm curious, and I feel like things are gonna get wild. But I'm liking it so far. I'll be reading more. It's easy to read. I feel like I'm just like flying through it. So there's my reading update. I need to go get ready for the day, among other things. I'm happy that it's gloomy. Our rain skirted us. Hill country got a lot of rain, which it needed, but Mother Nature wasn't looking out for me these past couple days, tragically, but I'll take what I can get. Hello, let's make a quick lunch together because I want to eat, would like to eat, but I don't feel like putting a lot of effort in lunch. And lunch is served. Let's go eat. It's time for me to make some pasta and watch some TV. Clay's currently rehoming a spider that made a home in the corner of our door. But I started the audiobook for Hail Mary. I listened to like a chapter and a half via audio. It's excellent. I can see why the audiobook is so popular. And I definitely feel like the voice acting is doing the narrative style quite effectively, which is good. Very engaging. I'm gonna read more tonight. But first, eating pasta to ignore the horrifying state of every day in this country. And dinner is served.
원래 그렇게 발로 밟아서 빠는 게 정석이야. 그리고 이 은근히 스트레스 풀린다.
그렇게 좋으면 홍반장 혼자 할 것이지. 왜 엄만 나?
Hello, Matilda. Good morning. So my favorite thing about Matilda is that she has a vet appointment this morning and Clay's about to take her. And Clay woke up at 5 a.m. to give her her anti-anxiety medicine because she has to get her nails trimmed today. And mind you, the anti-anxiety medication is the vet's request because she fights for her life while she gets her nails trimmed. So they prescribe her the maximum allotment. And this girl also fights her anti-anxiety meds. She's supposed to be loopy right now. Still eye on the prize, still focused on getting fed, living life. Anyway, she is about to go to the vet though, so isn't that right, Millsters? Are you still sprinting around the house? Aren't you supposed to be a sleepy, loopy girl right now? Let me see them nails. She's like, no. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and read. Hi everyone, good morning. Yes, I've been wearing the same sweatshirt for the past 3 days. It's fine. But I've just been up reading, drinking coffee. Matilda's back from her vet appointment and is asleep. The vet gave her so many treats that they were like, give her maybe half dinner tonight. She loves the vet. It's like a party for her. Anyway, I have been reading Project Hail Mary and I would say I'm just under halfway through. I'm on page 200 of this book and I'm really liking this. I wasn't anticipating the vibe and tone of the story at all before picking it up, but I think hearing like the fate of humanity and the end of the world is at stake and how it opens, which is quite thrilling and mysterious. I was expecting this to be like a very dark, intense story. And all of those stakes are still very much there, but the main character has this enthusiasm that can't help but make you not just like him, but excited for some of his scientific discoveries at the same time. Like our main character has never lost sight of the fact in any part of this book, in any part of his involvement in this larger project of Project Hail Mary from the beginning to him being in space, that this is of the utmost importance. But at the same time, he is a scientist who loves science. So anytime he's had the opportunity to discover something new, and there's a lot of discoveries being made over the course of this novel because again, it's a net new problem humanity is facing, he can't help but just be absolutely buzzing. And I feel like there's just this element of excitement and discovery and research that's very much at the core of this story that's kind of contagious. And any opportunity that our main character is like problem solving or using his scientific background and knowledge is just simply put cool, especially in the outer space environment, because that's obviously a brand new environment to us. I've never been to space, have you? And some of the situations at play in outer space, let's say, have just been really oddly endearing, and I'm really liking it. And again, the stakes are still very much there, but I just find the main character to just be like, he's just so passionate about science. I'm like, dang, I guess I'm passionate about science too. And like all the big and small discoveries are just very cool. So it makes the whole thing just like incredibly engaging. I have quite a bit of this book left, and the speed at which it's going, I imagine there's like a lot of plot to digest and discover, but I do feel like the progression of this book is going quite well. And my connection to the main character is only growing. At first I was like, he's a little much, but now his much is something that I enjoy and I like him quite a bit. And so it's all going very, very well. I intend to read more later, but I'm gonna go get dressed and changed and maybe put on different clothes for the first time in a couple days, but TBD, whatever. But I'm really liking this book. Obviously I can see why this book is so popular, because it's just, so far, like a very entertaining, good time. I love a sci-fi. And I love how sciencey this is. I'm like, yeah, metric system. Yeah, mass, velocity, atmosphere, pressure, all these words. I'm like, oh yeah. So I don't know, it's making me like excited about science. It's time for a primo reading snack to sit down and read some more of Project Hail Mary. Also, I think my shirt's funny. It reminds me of like a motivational poster from first grade, you know? Hang in there. But the snack is a classic. An apple, some crunchy peanut butter, 10 out of 10. Also, fair warning, BTS is mostly out of the military at this point. And it feels like this might be my only lifeline to not lose my mind. So I intend to fully revert into my BTS fangirl fandom. moving forward. Also, I'm almost on page 300 of Project Hail Mary. It's so good. It's so much more, it's just different totally than I was expecting. And I'm really charmed by it, is what I'll say. Like, very charmed. Love it. Alrighty, I'm gonna sit down now and read a little more Project Hail Mary. Officially settled and cozy in bed, and I'm gonna read more Project Hail Mary. I would say I'm over the 50% mark now, if not exactly at the 50% mark. I am specifically on page 250. Outside of eating that delicious summer pasta, Clay and I also watched 2.5 episodes of Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, which is the current K-drama we're watching. We watched half of the show like when it came out and was really liking it, but I think we were like moving or something, so we stopped watching it, fell off, so we restarted it, and we're now past officially where we were before. If you're looking for like a very heartwarming, small town romance, opposites attract with a great ensemble-esque K-drama, like great character dynamics, humor, like again, very heartwarming, a great distraction at the moment. This is a great show. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. And the lead actor is kind of having a moment at the moment, so it's fun to go and watch like his first lead moment situation. The episodes are like an hour and a half though, so mentally prepare for that, but it's very, very good. So 2.5 episodes is like a lot watched. But now it's time to get back to Project Hail Mary. I was chatting with Clay earlier and I used joules as a form of measurement, and he was like, wow, that was rather scientific of you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a scientist now, no big deal, confident. I should have been a physicist, send me to space, I'm ready. Hello, I'm about to head out for a birthday brunch for a friend, hence why I'm wearing a cute dress. But I wanted to do a reading update because hello, look at this progress. I'm having a really great time with this book. And I also want to say I've even gone back to re-listen to some sections that I previously read so I could experience with the audio, because there is an element of language as a part of this book, and listening to it in the audiobook portion was so good. I'm really trying to be as vague as possible. I'm really not trying to just like repeat the same things over and over again. I'm flying through it, honestly. Like every time I pick it up, I read like an easy 70, 80, 90 pages because it just reads fast. And I also think it helps that we're jumping like present space issues blend with past Earth science issues, and there are like moments of decisions that are made like on Earth as this project begins to move forward that are just so bananas. Like as they're trying to problem solve buying time, or like problem solve very difficult situations, and because like the Earth is at stake, a lot of bureaucracy and like government prevention is like all gone. So to see one, like the world coordination in this book is pretty cool, and two, just some of the decisions that are made are like so shocking but logical in the way that they're presented within the story. It's kind of bananas. Again, it's been a good time so far. I feel like I'll have no issue finishing this book maybe tomorrow. If not though, soon. So there's that, but I got to head out now. So bye-bye. It's so easy to, okay, have you engaged anything? Yeah. Busy day yesterday. I feel like I've exuded all of my outside energy. So today, I sit down and read some Project Hail Mary. I think I have like a fifth left. Reading it so fast. Cup of coffee, water. And my other major plan today is to catch up on Love Island, because I think I'm 3 episodes behind. So I can't let it slide too much, because if you start to let Love Island slide, it's harder to catch back up because there's just so many new episodes all the time. I just got to a very satisfying reveal, a character reveal, let's say, a character motivation reveal in this book, and it was good. It was really, 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 really good. It contextualizes a lot of things. I am really into this book. I'm really, really enjoying it. I find it to be a very balanced story, but that reveal has me shook. I just texted my friend about it. She's literally she's reading it also at the exact same time, so it's nice because I have someone to talk to about this book as I'm reading it. But I'm really almost done. I think I have about 75 pages. So I think we're on track maybe to finish this today. Tacos, my many beverages, my book, Matilda. A big grocery restock this week. We were out of not just our groceries, but just some like essentials we like to have around the house, but quite an array. Quite an array. These sweet potatoes, massive. Jeez. Hi guys, I'm popping in to officially report I finished Project Hail Mary and we've reached the end of this reading vlog. Overall, I can see why this book is so popular and so hyped. I really, really enjoyed it, as you saw over the course of this video. I think this is such a fantastic combination of a very thriller-focused plot in that there's a clear mission, countdown, lots of mystery. A lot of this book is written in a way that you're sort of discovering things as you go along. But I also feel like Andy Weir really combines that with a lot of heart that I personally wasn't expecting going in. I also appreciated some of the themes of like humanity and camaraderie and just sort of the picture he painted in regards to working together to solve a crisis and a problem, and also how passion and interest and circumstances can be an unexpected connector, which you saw in like multiple different ways over the course of this story. If you enjoy books that have like a central aspect of problem solving, discovery, research, like mini experiments all the time, and someone who has like a very strong personality with our main character who are very much living in his brain. I think this is definitely worth the pickup. I found the ending in particular to be one that I liked quite a bit. I found multiple moments to be like rather shocking. I feel like Andy Weir knew how to handle the pacing of the story. He zoomed out when necessary, he zoomed in emotionally to create like a greater impact, and just like the overall plot of this was quite good. And I also really loved the audiobook, and I would highly recommend that as well. But welcome to the end of this vlog. Honestly, loved this book. Happy to be reading another fantastic sci-fi, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.